Alright, so I am doing something a little bit different, a little outside the norm. See, I actually had to get this movie that I'm reviewing through Target. I really couldn't find anywhere else, it's not streaming anywhere. I actually had to order a Blu-ray. I don't think I've gotten a Blu-ray in well over 5 years. But anyways, here it is. It's called Tenebrae. And this is a 1982 horror slasher giallo film. I think that's the way that it's like giallo. It's an Italian subgenre that kind of predates American slasher in some way. Usually involves a guy, a lot of close-up shots, the biomechanic breakdown of a hand sheathed in typically black leather glove, slashing somebody. A lot of times it's a razor blade, maybe a knife. But they get quite bloody. And this seems to start out like a typical mystery in many ways. You have this American author, I think his name was Paul. God, I probably should have looked that up or remembered it. He arrives in Rome to promote his new book. And he makes these murder mystery books. Detectives in the area are talking to him because people are kind of dying and sheets or other pages of his books are being put in their mouth. And they found the body. Oh, well, you're not necessarily a suspect, but well, we want to talk to you about something. It kind of strays from that subject, though, because it's not like, oh, people are dying just like they died in the book. It's more like killing people around the author. And that seems a little unpolished in a lot of ways. I guess I will say that one of the coolest things about this is the music. Dario Argento, the director, worked a lot with this sort of prog rock band Goblin, and they're used in other films of his that I've seen, or even films that he's produced, and it kind of just makes for a fun experience. But also, this is a particularly good-looking movie. I'm glad I got this on Blu-ray. Synapse, I think, put this out, and it looks great, but $26 is a pretty good price on it. $200 for the steelbook. Rather not get into that. But finally got to see this and hear it, and the visuals are quite striking at times. There are some cool deaths here and there as the body count rises. You get to a point where you have a hard time not just guessing who the killer is, but who's unkillable, who can't die, who's left to get killed even. There was this smoking hot babe who, his image I'll probably use in the thumbnail here. She has some whore for a roommate or sister maybe. She gets she's putting on this shirt and the killer slashes it with a razor blade, making this really striking image. And she was a total smoke show, but she checked out pretty early. There are some gruesome deaths that I thought maybe was this an edited version, but no, this wasn't the cut down version that was played in American theaters. I think a year or two later came to America as Unsane, but people complained it was highly edited. This is not the case, and a lot of these Argento films, they have a talent is speaking in their native language to try to get a natural performance from it, but you have all these different people speaking different languages and it's being dubbed over. One guy who isn't being dubbed over, John Saxon, that's right, from Enter the Dragon. I was expecting a little bit bigger role out of him, but let's go ahead and get into the spoilers some here. As the killings mount, we learn that, and there are plenty of nakedness and flashback to try to explain some of this. From my understanding of it, you had, I think it was a book critic that was killing people, and he was acting crazy. He's killing people around this author for reasons that I'm not quite sure are really touched upon. But then all the killings triggered a relapse in the author, which I guess gives way in some of the Americanized title, that Unsane. The author's crazy, so he goes around doing more killings, making it seem like they can be attributed to the same killer, but really he's getting revenge on his cheating fiance who is shacking up with John Saxon. That's kind of the story there. I mean, there was any number of people I thought could have been the killer, but then it was like, well, now they're out of place. But then, come on, the the killer gets killed. I think he was killed with an axe. But then it's like, oh, our author guy, protagonist, he got knocked out conveniently. What happened? Oh, I got hit in the back of the head. Probably would have liked to have seen some flashbacks as the detective was trying to put this together and kind of see a reconstruction of it. But we didn't quite get that fulfilled. There were some surprises towards the end, and I definitely jumped because you had this actress who was just kind of waiting for the writer to come over. I think she was going to try to shoot him. She had a gun in her hand and gets her hand cut off. The blood's going all over the place. But not just that, when they finally corner the author and he slashes his throat, I was kind of a little squeamish. I was like, I don't really like things going by my neck so much. So the visual of that kind of do not like. But yeah, as things are kind of mounting here, you get this whirlwind of events is a bit of a fortuitous unfolding here because he has this secretary who just the detective's like, oh, I better go check on that buddy. Wait, he's gone. He used a fake knife, a prop knife to kill himself. Like, whoa, he really planned his escape here. But there was this contemporary art apparatus that she opened this door and it fell into him, impaled him with a cone, let off some steam, Bennett. Fun little romp. I think that this is not necessarily my favorite among these films. I think Dario Argento got away from the giallo subgenre to do some more supernatural stuff. Phenomenon, Suspiria. I think you might actually, as far as the characters go and the staging of the events, you might have more fun with other stuff. I think Suspiria, as far as I have seen, is probably my favorite. Deep Red's not so bad, but I'm getting it kind of confused with some of these. It's like, is that the one where someone gets hit by a car and then it's kind of funny? Or is that the one where someone is slashing and they get like a necktie in an elevator that kills them kind of stuff? But you got to have some fun ways to get kills here, and there's some great camera work and music, and so I give Tenebra I'm probably saying that wrong, 3 out of 4 stars.
Thank you for watching my son's YouTube station. It's not for everyone, but he tries. Maybe if you bought some merch below, he'll eventually get good at the YouTubing.